Donald Trump has taken plenty of shots at Chris Christie recently. Obviously, Chris Christie is one of the most outspoken Republicans also running for president against Donald Trump. And Chris Christie makes headlines on a near daily basis because of his attacks on Donald Trump. Well, Donald Trump's close pal, Sean Hannity, has apparently had enough of this. And yesterday, Monday morning, Hannity goes on Fox and Friends to absolutely trash Chris Christie, effectively doing Donald Trump's dirty work for him. Here's what Hannity had to say. Chris Christie has become the media darling of the hard left. He's George Stephanopoulos' co-host. He's Morning Liberal Joe's co-host. He's over at Fake News CNN every minute he can of every day, and he's only running on one issue, and that is, I hate Donald Trump. Donald Trump is horrible. He's not a serious candidate to me, Hannity says. Now, when I saw this headline, it actually made me chuckle a little bit. Because I had seen a headline earlier in the day talking about Chris Christie, calls Donald Trump a coward for not. And I actually started thinking when I saw that headline about Christie calling Trump a coward for not wanting to debate, I thought to myself, and again, I hadn't seen this story yet. I thought to myself, okay, Christie, do you ever talk about anything that's not Trump related? Or is that the only trick you have? So when I came across this story on Mediaite, I had to talk about it. Because Sean Hannity, words are about to come out of my mouth that I never thought I'd say. Sean Hannity is 100% correct. Chris Christie is a one-trick pony. And that one trick is, hey, watch how much I can beat up on Donald Trump. Hee hee hee. Isn't that fun? Well, yeah, it's fun. Trust me. I've been doing it for years. But I also talk about other very important things. I talk about Social Security and Medicare and the importance of protecting and even expanding them. I talk about universal health care. I talk about climate change. I talk about corporations abusing workers and polluting people and, causing cancers all over the country, all over the world. I talk about all of those things in addition to talking about the rampant stupidity among Republican candidates. See, Chris Christie, you see the difference there? It's okay if you want to beat up on Donald Trump. I get it. I mean, that's the only reason the media is talking about you. But you're running for president, and you kind of have to have a platform too. People love that you're out there attacking Donald Trump. Trust me, they love it. I love it. I've done videos talking about how much I like you doing that. But here's the thing, bud. That's only going to take you so far. And based on your recent campaign filings, it seems that it's taken you as far as it can. Chris Christie raised less than $2 million. Now, he swears he's totally met the threshold to show up for that first Republican debate, but your campaign is not doing well. Kind of like Ron DeSantis at this point, except DeSantis still has semi-decent poll numbers. Yeah, they're going down, but they're still pretty good. Same can't be said of Chris Christie. You've got nothing to talk about other than to tell people what they already know, which is, I hate Trump, you hate Trump, Trump is bad. I get it. Trust me, I get it. Everybody that does this knows that. But every now and then you got to come at them with something better. You got to show people that you're capable of thinking about more than one thing. And Chris Christie's not capable of that. Chris Christie has a 0% chance of becoming the Republican nominee. Being perfectly honest with you there. And to be honest, Chris Christie is just as bad as all the other Republicans. The difference is he's outspoken in his hatred for Trump. I mean, look back at his record in New Jersey. The guy was one of the most corrupt Republican governors that up to that point we had ever seen. Now, granted, things have gotten worse around the country since then, and Chris Christie looks mild in comparison, but he's still a horrible human being. But again, back to the Sean Hannity comment, man, he is right. Chris Christie has nothing to talk about outside of Donald Trump. And if something were to happen and Trump get, kicked out of the Republican race, then Chris Christie will be right behind him because that takes away the only talking point that the former governor of New Jersey has to offer.
Thanks for watching, everyone, and well, here comes the awkward part at the end of the video where I ask you to like, comment, and share, and subscribe for more content from Ring of Fire. Also, you should consider becoming a member for some exclusive content and perks, including early access videos and exclusive videos. Check out the link in the description.